I want to thank my colleagues, Senator Wyden and Senator Daines. They have worked tirelessly to address this pressing issue of the pending change to privacy protections contained in a proposed change to the federal rules of criminal procedure. As you've heard, if Congress fails to act today, if we fail to thoroughly consider and debate these rule changes, they will go into effect at midnight tonight. They will take effect tomorrow, December 1st. And I believe it's essential these rules strike a careful balance, giving law enforcement the tools they need to investigate cyber attacks and cyber crimes and to keep us safe, while also protecting Americans' constitutional rights to freedom from unreasonable searches, our right to privacy. Neither the Senate nor the House has held a single hearing or markup to evaluate these changes to the federal rules of criminal procedure. The body of government closest to the people has utterly failed to weigh in on an issue that can immediately and directly impact our constituents, our citizens. While the proposed changes are not necessarily bad or good, they are serious, and they present significant privacy concerns that warrant careful consideration and debate. All Americans should want criminal investigations to proceed quickly and thoroughly, but as I've said, I'm concerned these changes would remove important judicial safeguards by having one judge decide on a search that would give our government, the ability to search and possibly alter thousands of computers owned by innocent and unknowing American citizens all over our country. Members of Congress should have an opportunity to consider this information seriously, should carefully evaluate the merits of these proposed changes and their ramifications. I think it's our duty to have a frank and open discussion, to think about the unintended consequences and protect our constituents' rights. So 2 weeks ago, I introduced legislation that would give Congress the time to have that conversation. The Review the Rule Act, or S-3475, would delay the changes of Rule 41 until July 1 of 2017, next year. And that bill is co-sponsored by Senators Wyden and Leahy, Baldwin and Franken, and by Republican Senators Daines and Lee and Paul. That list of senators from every part of our ideological spectrum is just a reminder that this is not a partisan issue. This is a bipartisan group of senators raising questions and challenges to a proposal by the Obama administration's Justice Department. I think it's important to remind anyone watching or listening that we want to ensure the American people are kept safe from hackers and online criminal activity. We want law enforcement to have the tools to investigate and address potential threats, but we shouldn't have to sacrifice our rights to privacy and to protection from unreasonable searches and seizures just to achieve that protection. So I encourage my colleagues to join me in supporting this legislation and in working together to evaluate these changes to the federal rules of criminal procedure. And so, Mr. President, I now ask unanimous consent that the Judiciary Committee be discharged from further consideration of S-3475 and that the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration. I further ask that the bill be read a third time and passed, and that motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.